Today we are going to understand the 24 elements, which are also called as field of activity, as per Bhagavad Gita, sloka number 13.6, which is 13 chapters and 6 sloka. So these 24 elements, these are the primary elements which actually constitute the field of activity. We'll try to understand how they are divided and what constitutes all these 24 elements. We'll start with the Panchabhuta, which are the five great elements, or you could say the gross elements. Let me explain you what are the gross elements. When we say gross elements, it is space, which is in Hindi called as Akash. Air is called as Vayu in Hindi. Fire, it is called as Agni in Hindi. Water, which is called as Jal, and Earth, which is called as Prakriti. These are the five gross elements, also called as Panchabhuta. So, space, air, fire, water, earth. These are the first five gross elements. Now, every element has some property. Basically, it has some characteristic of space. Now, the characteristics of space is it has sound. Okay, space has sound. So, you go in space, that is one property of space, which is called as sound or shabd in Hindi. Air. Air has sound plus touch. If you feel, right, there is a wind or heavy wind which is blowing, right, it will have some sound. Ooh. It has sound. Plus, it has a touch. When air hits us on our body, we can feel it. That is called as touch and sparsh in Hindi. Now, air has two properties. One derived from Akash, okay, or space, sound and touch. Now, we will come to the third element, fire. Fire has sound, touch, and even form. Form is missing in Akash and Vayu, but form is there with fire. So, hopefully this makes sense. Now, this is called as roop in Hindi, form. You can see it actually. You can see the fire. You can touch the fire. You can feel the fire, right? And even the fire has sound. Now comes the fourth element, water. Now, what are the properties? It has sound. It has touch. You can see it. Then you can even taste it. The primary property which is not present in the other three elements. Now, it is called as rust in Hindi. Now, the fifth element, earth. Earth has everything, all the properties of the above: space, air, fire, and water. Now, there is additional property of earth, is smell. So, like if you know, right, in the rainy season, when you get the first rains, you generally get a very beautiful fragrance, and it comes from earth. That is the property of earth. It is called as gandh in Hindi. Now, these properties, so we first got the five gross elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space. Now, the properties, or you could say the subtle form of these gross elements, is Shabda, Sparsh, Roop, Ras, Gandh. Okay. Now, which are the other five subtle elements or objects of senses? What I have told you, Shabda, Sparsh, Roop, Ras, Gandh. Same, sound, touch, form, taste, smell. That's what becomes our subtle element. So this becomes total 10 elements. These are the gross elements, and these are the subtle elements. From subtle comes the gross. Now, the next set of elements, which is knowledge acquiring senses. Ears, we hear from our ears. That is one way of when we acquire the knowledge. Eyes, we see something, right? And that is also a way of acquiring knowledge. Tongue, when we taste something, we get the idea what it is, how does it taste. Sweets or in when we touch something, and through nose we smell. If you just see here how things are connected, these knowledge acquiring senses, how they are related to these subtle elements. If we say nose, the property is smell. If we say skin, the property is touch. If we say tongue, property is taste. If we say eyes, it's form. And ears, it is sound. If I put it here, it would be here. First would be touch or skin. The next group is form. I can see it from my eyes. And the rest is taste. Taste is tongue. Gandh is smell, the nose. See how these things are connected. You can understand how these 15 elements are related to each other. Now coming to the 5 working senses, or you could say Karmi Indriya, where our body, gross body, basically does some activity. So one is obviously voice, and hands, legs, or genitals, and anus. Okay, these are our 5 working senses. They are part of our body. Now, the 4 internal organs, which is normally called as Antakara. Now, these are subtle. You cannot see it, but they are part of the 24 elements. So, first is mind, which is what we call as man. Intellect is called as Buddhi. Ego is Ahamkara. And the 24th element is the Prakriti. Prakriti is basically the 24th element. And Prakriti governs us via the 3 modes of nature. It's called as Satagun, Rajagun, and Tamal. This is what the 24 elements are. And that is what has been spoken in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita has provided it in a very brief manner, but the other Hindu texts provide details about them. This is a good starting point to understand how these things, 24 elements, are interconnected. And these subtle elements, these are the reason of the creation. Okay, thank you so much. And thank you for your time that you gave me to understand the 24 elements. Hopefully, this video will add to your knowledge. Thank you so much. Have a good day.